Guys, here are 20 mobs Minecraft refuses to add to the game. These are actual Minecraft Earth mobs that have been added to other different versions of the Minecraft game, but for one reason or another, Mojang is not going to port them over. So, we decided to add them in ourselves. Check it out. Alrighty, so our first Minecraft Earth mob port is going to be the Bronze Chicken. Look at him flapping his wings. He's so excited to see us. Now, in order to find a Bronze Chicken in your world, you're going to need to obtain tin and copper, which is a new type of ore that you can find in various cave systems, or in this case, right by us. What a coincidence. Didn't plan that for sure. And any cave systems found in game. So, we've got our hands on some copper. We've got our hands on some tin. Now, for the tin, you already get that in ingot form. However, you're going to need to smelt the copper ore, but that's more than fine because we've got our furnace right here. So we're gonna let that cook up, and once it does, we're gonna need to make our way over to a smithing table so that we can combine these two things together in order to make our very special new piece of gear. Flip the ingots. Bronze, another type of metal that is new to Minecraft. Now, once we've got the bronze, we can shred that on a stone cutter. So go ahead and place the bronze ingot right in there to get bronze shavings. I probably need to shave. Anyways, bronze shavings in hand. Now we can feed this, kind of messed up, to a chicken, and the moment we feed it to a chicken, you're gonna see something very interesting happen. It's going to turn into a bronze chicken. Yo, and he's got plans for himself. Now, bronze chickens have a chance to drop a brand new item, and it's right there. It's known as the Fancy Feather. You can use the Fancy Feather for some really exciting stuff, namely bronze arrows, which is a stronger type of arrow compared to normal. All you'll need is a Fancy Feather instead of a regular feather, a stick naturally, and of course a piece of flint in order to get a bronze arrow. Now, bronze arrows are a stronger type of arrow, and you'll be able to identify that when you fire it. It's got a special particle effect that will begin emanating from the tip of the arrow to indicate that, yo, you got some serious business on your hands. You can use it to take out nearby mobs, but you want to make sure you hold these arrows in your offhand slot. These are much stronger compared to regular arrows, so keep that in mind when you're firing away. Our next Minecraft Earth mob is the Pink-Footed Pig. He's adorable. Now, you can find pink-footed pigs by actually just getting lucky, because every so often, a pink-footed pig will spawn in rarely alongside other regular pigs. So if you happen to see one, consider yourself real lucky, because they've got a brand new drop that you want to get your hands on as well. So I'm so sorry, my friend. They don't always drop them, but if you do happen to get lucky, you'll see that you'll get a new item. It's right there. It's known as pig hide, and we can use it to make some special gear. As much as I wish we were drying this up to make some pork rinds, we're instead going to use the pig hide to make a pig hide helmet. Now, the pig hide helmet is, first of all, kind of disturbing. Look at my eyes, oh my gosh. But more importantly, it'll modify the behavior of piglins in game. Namely, you can now, when wearing a pig helmet, trade piglins pork chops, and they'll give you their hoard of gold, because as you know, piglins collect gold. They just love gold. And so we just got 8 gold nuggets for one single raw pork chop. You can both get gold nuggets as well as, rarely, an entire gold block. So if you manage to get enough of this pig hide, you can really start stacking up on gold in game. Check out this guy. Yo, he's like thinking about his family. He's like staring at it existentially. He's like, what did you do to my little cousin? Oh, it's the saddest story. Now give me a gold. If you give me gold blocks, there we go. Much better. Don't mind if I do. Hey man, what are you doing with that egg? Next up is the Sunset Cow. Adorable. Only shows up at sunset. No, literally, sunset cows would spawn during sunset. So if you happen to be around some cows spawning in when it's sunset, which would be right around this time, you'll occasionally come across one of these sunset cows. Hi, buddy. You're gonna die. And when you do kill a sunset cow, you'll get another new type of item. It's known as, oh god, the sunset hide. And you can combine a sunset hide alongside some pieces of paper in order to make a new item. It's known as, how do I make this thing? There it is, the Sun Book. Now, the Sun Book's got a really cool feature. You can right-click a Sun Book to instantly consume it and change the time. Y'all ready for this? Middle of the day? Boom! To sunset. So now you have a way of skipping day, just like you can use beds to skip night. Gosh, this is so creepy. Next Earth mob is the Rainbow Sheep. Look at him. Adorable. Now, the Rainbow Sheep is very interesting. We're gonna need to make a Rainbow Sheep by crafting some rainbow dye, which is simple enough. All you need to do is take red, orange, yellow, lime, blue, purple dye. Place it just like this, grab your hands on some rainbow dye, and look at this. It's like mesmerizing. It's literally changing color before our eyes. Now, once we have that in hand, we can use it to dye a sheep. And now we've got rainbow sheep. Yo, what are you looking around? I'm right here, man. Use some shears on the rainbow sheep to get your hands on a new type of wool, rainbow wool. This special block comes with some special abilities, but also comes with some new crafting recipes. First and foremost, you can use rainbow wool to make rainbow carpet, but more importantly, you can use rainbow wool to make a rainbow bed. Now, when all the colors of the rainbow combine, you get white light that forms. And so stepping on rainbow carpet or wool will give you a glow effect, which you can use to identify nearby mobs at a moment's notice, seeing them behind blocks, etc., etc. Alternatively, you can sleep in a rainbow bed, and the effect will, instead of lasting for 30 seconds, last for a whopping 5 minutes of time. So now you have an easy way of navigating around cave systems in order to find mobs when they are at play. Next Earth mob is the Midnight Chicken. Oh my gosh, black chicken. It's actually a real thing. Y'all ever tried it before? Let me know. Midnight chickens would spawn at midnight. So as you can see, it's a full moon, and here's our boy giving us the stare down. Don't worry, your time is soon. Oh, he knows. He's running away from it. Now, when you kill a midnight chicken, you have a chance at another new, get back here, new drop. Oh, not that time, but much better. The midnight feather. Ha ha ha. So, what does this puppy do? Well, it's not a puppy, it's a feather. Well, you can use the midnight feather to right-click to get a small, slow-falling boost as though you were a chicken during the night. So check this out right here. Right-click, you can slow fall down, avoiding any fall damage nearby. And I gotta say, it's pretty effective. You can just kind of keep right-clicking it and just go ahead and gracefully drift wherever it is you need to go. But worth noting, it will not work during the day. So if we were to try and use it now, well, we'd have a bad time. Earth mob number 6 is the Inky Sheep. Look at this guy, he needs a bath. Now you can find an Inky Sheep when you damage a squid nearby a sheep. So we've got a sheep, we've got a squid. The ink from the squid, when you punch it, will cause the sheep to get ink all over it. It's the saddest story, really, man. Behave yourself. I can't believe that. It's so inappropriate. Now, grab your hands some shears. That makes sense, right? And shear the Inky Sheep to get a new type of wool known as checkered wool. Now, look at the special design on this checkered wool. You can actually use checkered wool to make some very interesting diagonal designs for your world. So more effective for building compared to anything else. And what's more, the checkered wool is actually directional. So depending on the direction that you happen to be looking, when you place this down, it will actually take on a different diagonal shape. So you can make for some really interesting patterns, like this one right here. Next is the Ashen Cow, another Minecraft Earth creature. Now, you can create an Ashen Cow by feeding a regular old cow, it's kind of messed up, some gunpowder. Let's check this thing out, right? So we got a regular cow right here. Hi! Eat the gunpowder! You sometimes need to give it a handful. Oop, punched him. Careful, he might explode. No, seriously, the Ashen Cow comes with some very unique abilities. And by unique abilities, I mean we're gonna kill this thing, and we're gonna get a special item when it dies. It's a new type of food. It's known as, y'all ready for this? Ashen beef. Disgusting. Now, eating ashen beef will actually give you a small amount of fire resistance, but more importantly, you'll have to keep in mind, it also gives you nausea, because, I mean, what were you going to expect to happen if you eat a piece of beef covered in ash? You're going to get sick to your stomach, but hey, at least you'll be immune to fire. Next Earth mob is the Rocky Sheep, and we're going to need to head to the mountains in order to find this one, because Rocky Sheep, well, they spawn naturally in mountain regions. Now, we can also shear the Rocky Sheep to get something known as, well, a pebble. Now, you won't always get multiple pebbles, but if you happen to, you can combine pebbles alongside sand to get this, a brand new infinite source of gravel. Woo! Gravel. I mean, it's useful, right? You can get flint from it. It's an easier way to make a whole bunch of arrows, so there's that. Mob 9 is the Stormy Chicken. These chickens will spawn when a lightning bolt strikes the earth nearby them. So here's a chicken, here's a lightning bolt. Now, painful. Now we've got our hands on a Stormy Chicken. Kill this guy and you've got a chance at a special new type of item. Let's see if we can get our hands on it. It's right there. It's known as the Electric Feather. Don't recommend tickling anybody with this. Electric Feathers can be crafted into stun arrows using a similar arrow recipe, but naturally replacing the regular old feathers with your Electric Feathers. Stun arrow in hand, we can do some really exciting things. Allow me to demonstrate right now. Place these in the offhand slot, grab our hands on a nice new bow, and so check this out. When shot, stun arrows will stun a mob for a period of time. So now, this guy ain't moving. He's literally stunned in place. So naturally, you can use the mob. What is that guy doing over there? Anyways, you can use the stun arrow to stun any nearby mobs that are causing you problems. And, you know, you can kill them as well. Which brings us to number 10, the Piebald Pig, halfway down. Have y'all subscribed yet so you can see more awesome Minecraft content on this channel right here? Thanks for doing it. Now, a Piebald Pig is another example of a rare pig variant with Piebald pattern all over its skin. So, again, you find some pigs, you've got a very rare chance of finding a Piebald Pig. Now, you also have a rare chance at getting a special drop from the Piebald Pig. Namely, it will drop, kind of messed up as well, its snout. And you can use the snout in order to give nearby hoglins in the nether weakness effect. So right now this hoglin doesn't want anything to do with us. But if we were to eat this snout, you'd see here that the hoglin is now weak and is incapable of dealing any sort of damage to us, including any sort of knockback to us. So you'll want to have snouts in hand if you happen to be traversing across the nether, because it's going to keep you nice and safe. Maybe you can use that pork chop to trade some piglins. Mob 11 is the Cluckshroom. Feed any old chicken some red mushrooms so that you can turn them into the Cluckshroom. Come on, walk around, move a little bit. I already fed you, thank you, much better. And the Cluckshroom is capable of planting red mushrooms wherever it happens to walk around. They also drop red feathers, which you can use to make tracker arrows, which are a cheaper recipe than your plain old spectral arrows and can be used exactly as such. So, you're glowing. You're the best. Whoa, what happened to you? Next is the Melon Golem. Look at this adorable little creature. To make it, you'll just need 2 snow blocks and a melon block placed as such, and this guy will pop into existence. Now, you can use the melon block as a form of defense as he shoots various melon seeds at any nearby creatures. Hopefully, doesn't end up killing him, because that would be really sad. Don't kill my melon guy, please, please, please. Oh gosh, it's close. You can also collect the seeds that this guy is throwing, known as super seeds, and you can throw them at various different creatures as well to deal damage. What's more, you can take those seeds and actually plant them to get instant melons. Love instant melons. The horned sheep, where'd he go? Oh, right. Horned sheep will occasionally spawn in alongside regular sheep, and if you happen to kill one of them, you can actually get their horn as a drop, which you can use to tame other horned sheep. So now this horned sheep is nice and tamed, hanging out with us, and will actually fight for you, any nearby mobs, ramming them into the air, because, I mean, isn't that what you want from a horned sheep? Oops, he just killed me. You're a rude horned sheep. Please don't attack me, please. The Moo Bloom, a type of cow variant from Minecraft Earth. You can actually feed a regular cow a new flower known as buttercups in order to turn a regular old cow into a Moo Bloom. So, we'll summon you in, feed on you, yes, and with due course, the cow will eventually turn into said Moo Bloom. Turn into it! There we go, much better. And the Moo Bloom will plant flowers wherever it walks, because it's just a sweet little animal. And what's more, if you happen to have a mob nearby, well, check this out. Wait, what does it do? I don't remember what the mob does, but either way, you can milk a Moo Bloom for a buttercup bucket, which you can then consume, and guess what? You get absorption, speed, strength, and regen. All these amazing powers. What's more, you can shear this little guy to turn it back into a regular cow. The woolly cow. These types of cows will spawn in on snow, and we can also shear and milk these little puppies as well. So check this out. Woolly cow. Go ahead and milk it so you can get yourself a 2% milk bucket, which is awesome. Shearing a woolly cow will also give you a form of brown wool, but then it looks hideous afterwards, my goodness. And you can use the 2% milk bucket to gain the special milk effect, which will actually heal you and prevent you from having any negative status effects. So you've got the milk effect. We're going to splash ourselves with slowness. Instantly disappears. Milk effect still active. Poison instantly disappears. Very useful. And low in fat, too. The muddy pig. This occurs when a pig walks into mud, which is now a new craftable recipe. All you'll need is a bunch of dirt and a bucket in a crafting table to get a bucket o' mud. With that mud in hand, we can go ahead and go into this pigsty where we've already placed some of this mud. And what's more, once that's placed, all you gotta do is lure a nearby pig into the mud, and eventually, and by eventually I mean immediately, it'll turn into a muddy pig. Lovely. If you lead the muddy pig away from the mud that it's hanging out in, eventually the muddy pig will dry, and the moment it dries, something unique will happen. You'll get mud balls as a drop, as well as the tulip that was once on its head, and now it looks filthy. You can use mud balls to slow down nearby enemies, giving them a special type of slowness effect. See, they're crawling at a snail's pace. What's more, if you happen to be in mud, you move a little bit slower as well. Get away from me. No one likes you. If a slime hangs out near too many tropical fish, it will actually consume the tropical fish until it turns into a tropical slime, which is like really annoying to deal with. So if you could just stay away, that would be good. And the more fish it consumes, the greater chance it has at giving you a new type of slime ball. And you can also kill this slime in order to get that slime ball as well. But we've got it right here, slimy leftovers. Yeah. You can eat slimy leftovers, not sure why you'd want to get a regen effect, as well as the ability to remove water around you whenever you happen to be moving around in water. Who'd have thought, right? That makes enough sense. Next up is the mischievous Furnace Golem. To spawn one of these, you're going to need 3 iron blocks, but a blast furnace instead of the 4th iron block right in the middle there, and then naturally we've got our hands on a carved pumpkin right on top to get your Furnace Golem. Now, the Furnace Golem can ignite by throwing coal at it, and when it does, it will have a special effect that will burn nearby entities that get too close to it, on top of it straight up just damaging them. Now that is that awesome. You'll want to make sure that you keep your golem away from water, because the Furnace Golem will actually take massive damage when it is in the middle of water. So keep that in mind. Next is the glow squid, which I believe died when it was hanging out right here outside of the water. But the whole point about the glow squid is that they will rarely spawn in oceans. Here's an example of one right here. Look at this puppy, big old boy. Now, if you happen to have a glow squid nearby, you should kill it because it's rare and it's fun to kill rare animals. No, I'm just kidding. Because you can get a glowing ink sac for your trouble, which you can use to burn nearby entities. Simply find a nasty, dirty mob nearby and right-click to cause fire damage to this sucker. As you can see, he's covered with a roof, so he shouldn't normally be taking fire damage, but with sack in hand, you are good to go. And finally, the dyed cat. Look at him. This will appear when you use a bucket of dye on a cat. It's kind of messed up, but not messed up for me to do it anyways. Take a bucket, 2 purple dye, get your bucket of dye, use it on a cat, and with enough luck, you'll instantly... Oh, he ate the paint. Well, how about we try with a little bit more dye instead? Go ahead, take the dye. There we go. We got the dyed kitty cat. Now look at you. Aren't you adorable? So check this out. Take a dyed cat to some nearby dye. No. Kitty. Kitty! And it will dye the wool. Ooh, very different colors. In this case, it's dyeing it rainbow wool. Nice touch. Yo, big fan. Love it. Please don't... But anyways, guys, that is all 20 Minecraft Earth mobs added into Minecraft. Let us know in the comments below which one of these special mobs was your favorite. And make sure you subscribe for more. And if you could leave a like, that'd be great.